Welcome, brothers and sisters, my dear friends. We are here at the Berkeley Rose Garden in the hills above Berkeley. And off in the distance, you can see the bay and the hills of Marin on the other side in the distance. And down below, there is an amphitheater filled with roses. This is a very, very special place. And we're here to celebrate with you, to give thanks for your choosing life. Choosing life in that 20 million of you have just started gardens for the first time. This shows you that no matter what's coming down, despite the headlines in the newspaper, at the grassroots, there is so much teeming, seething life, bubbling, pulsating life. So thank you indeed. There is so much hope indeed. And today we're going to be doing some planting. We're going to be starting some seeds and doing a tray of wheatgrass. So let's get with it. So here in celebration of your choosing life by planting gardens, and I rejoice to hear that seed companies, especially during the pandemic, have been overwhelmed. That's music to my ears. We're going to be starting by planting some lettuce. And we'll first start with Marvel of Four Seasons, a magnificent lettuce. And with lettuce, you don't cover it, but you just put it right on top. The smaller the seed, the less you cover. Please keep that in mind. And then we're going to be doing an Austrian lettuce called floral shellless lettuce. It's beautifully speckled. What a magnificent vegetable. And with that too, we're just putting that right on the top. No need to cover. And then from Johnny's Selected Seeds, we're going to do a coastal star lettuce. Now we're going to be doing some kale. And why not start with green peas kale from the Seed Savers Exchange, a wonderful, wonderful organization at the grassroots. So many Americans saving our heritage in rare and heirloom seeds. These are treasures. So here we begin with green peas kale from the Seed Savers Exchange. Please visit their website. And then we're going to be doing from Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, 1,000-headed kale. Okay. And then why not a dwarf Siberian? And then closest relative to kale are collard greens. And we have some Vats collard. Okay. And that completes our kale planting. And since we've gone kale, why not parsley? This is a giant Italian parsley, and it's also from the Seed Savers Exchange. It's going to take 3 weeks. Everything is going to come up within a week. Everything else, but parsley takes 3 weeks to germinate. But we can be patient. Then why not a cutting celery? This is called French celery dinat. So here we go.
Busy birthday, man. Busy birthday, but I really mean I would not be
Okay. And finally, we're going to conclude with an old standby with leeks. One of the first vegetables cultivated by humankind, leeks. And that completes planting for now. When I get this home, I'm going to water this and cover this with a damp cloth and water it twice a day. And as soon as the seeds germinate, I'm going to put this out in direct sunlight. That's important, so that the seedlings do not get leggy. And can you believe it? Believe it that in a couple weeks, this flat will turn into something resembling this. Look at this; it's filled with magnificent lettuces, with a bit of 1,000-headed kale, and some other vegetables also. So this is what we're going to produce. This is Life America. I might transplant this out once onto other flats to thin these out, and then from the secondary flats, after they get established, I will plant them over in permanent locations in the garden. So that's our vegetable planting. But by no means are we done. We're going to be doing, suppose that you happen to live in an apartment and you don't have access to a front yard or a backyard. Well, you can always grow sprouts, and you can grow wheatgrass. And this is a flat of wheatgrass I've grown. This is basically a week and a half. And I would start by germinating wheat berries. I would soak them overnight, and then rinse them twice a day. And maybe in 2 days or so, I would have beautiful germination. This actually is not a wheat berry. These are actually spelt berries, which are the closest cousins to wheat berries. And I'm going to distribute them over the flat, just like this, spreading them evenly over. Here we go. So as soon as I get these home, I'm going to water the flat, and I'm going to cover the flat with a damp cloth, and be sure to water it every morning and every evening. As soon as the shoots come up, I will put it in direct sunlight, and that could be a windowsill, a south-facing windowsill, if you live in an apartment. So I just want to affirm my faith in the essential goodness of the American people. You have come through time and time again, through the Great Depression, through Pearl Harbor and the Second World War, when you destroyed radical evil and liberated mankind, and you will come through again and again, despite the challenges, despite the headlines, that we're reading in the newspaper about the threat of World War III. This is altogether tragic. But I am convinced that at the grassroots there is bubbling, pulsating, streaming life. That is our faith and that is our hope. So America, let us get growing. We need not cower. We need not bow down. Let's go forth with dignity and with pride at what we have achieved. So here we go. Here we go. Let's imagine if every single American grew a tray of wheatgrass. Even if you're in an apartment, in the smallest of spaces, it's all entirely possible. It's all possible. And imagine taking a clump of wheatgrass and tossing this into your green drink or your green smoothie. Imagine the vitality and the health-giving benefits. It's all there for you. So let us go forward. Let us go forward with the 3 R's. Renewal, rebirth, and redemption. My privilege, brothers and sisters, in sharing with you. Your comments are welcome indeed.